Hey, come see me do live stand-up in Rutherford, New Jersey, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Ontario, California, Davenport, Iowa, and Las Vegas. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. So while you were all watching Trump get indicted in a political or convicted in a political prosecution over absolutely nothing, it's just the establishment wanting to make sure you don't get to vote for somebody. Guess what Joe Biden was doing? Watch this.
Tonight, CBS News has learned that President Biden has quietly given the go-ahead for Ukraine to launch limited airstrikes with U.S. weapons inside Russia.
Hey, good news. Joe Biden's gone full BB. Here we go.
Ukraine may use the weapons on the Russian side of the border near the besieged Ukrainian city of Kharkiv against concentrations of Russian troops, artillery, and planes. This is a reversal of the president's previous ban on such actions, and it could escalate tensions with the Kremlin.
Great.
You think?
Great.
You think it will? So here's what Eric Weinstein, smarty pants guy, says. He says, as I have said until blue in the face, no one has explained to the American people what we are doing.
They shouldn't have to.
By the people of the people and for the people, this is not. I have no idea, none, zero, zilch, what the risk management plan is given the thermonuclear risk and stakes. Anyone want to explain why this is our best move? Step right up. No wonder we're throttled. This is insane. Totally non-concessional. He's saying why we're throttled on social media. I think that's what he means. If this makes any sense, make the case in full. Explain it carefully using full sentences. I'm all ears. Hey, sorry, Eric. No time to explain. We got to start World War III before someone actually explains. Hey, Eric, actually, I'll explain it.
Yeah.
You know how when Hitler knew he was going to lose, he tried to take all Germany down with him?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out NATO is the Fourth Reich.
I mean, you didn't put it together already, Eric? What is everybody not putting this together? The whole thing is because look at the desperation, right? And you're like, boy, these seem like crazy things. You're like, no, we have to do that. It's right when we're watching De Niro, and I'm like, why do they keep going to De Niro? He sucks at it. He doesn't want to be there. He does a bad job. Why are they doing it? All hands on deck of people that are going to be in deep shit.
If Trump wins.
So Trump probably wasn't even planning on doing shit, but they're up to something now, so foul that now they're calling in everybody.
So here's the former president, Medvedev. He says the current military conflict with the West is unfolding according to the worst case scenario. There is a constant escalation in the power of NATO weapons being deployed. Therefore, no one can exclude the conflict from escalating to its final nuclear stage. This is what they said Trump was going to do. You can't have his finger on the button. This is what Joe Biden's doing. The reason why they didn't want Trump president is because he wouldn't push the nuclear button, because he wouldn't provoke Russia, he wouldn't provoke China, and he would find peaceful deals. That's why. That's why. That's why. And now they got their maniac. They got their demented corpse, Joe Biden, to do exactly what the maniacs. By the way, this plan for Ukraine and this war with Russia, this has been planned for decades. This doesn't just happen. This is the plan. The neocons who run the country, they've wanted to take over the entire earth, and that's what their plan is. That's why there's all those military. I can't believe I don't have that in every keynote when I talk about this.
Wait,
but
you're saying the New World Order was something sinister and not?
So this guy, I don't know who this guy is, Dirtbag 8492. He had a good thing to say about this. He says, it isn't our best move because we aren't in charge. They are. And it's their best move because they're out of other moves.
Yep.
The U.S. empire, whose currency controls the world, is now bankrupt. We print $1 trillion every 90 days just to keep things afloat. And the number of days it takes to reach that amount will keep decreasing at a faster. And we talked about this with Paul the Gold guy. They print $1 trillion every couple of months. They just print it. Trillion. We've reached the point where even if they raise interest rates, they can't stem the dollar inflation because that will just cause the interest on the national debt to go up, which means they can't stop printing because there's no tax rate in the universe that can collect enough to pay it. And trying that would cause peasants, pitchforks, and torches levels of discontent. So if they try to actually do something where they have to stop printing the money, that people are going to get the pitchforks. Raising rates will also choke off the economy, putting millions of people who depend on debt to live in dire straits, which is, it seems like most Americans carry lots of debt. I think 1 in 3 Americans has medical debt. And that leads to peasants, pitchforks, and torches. Failure for them. The only thing left, the only arrow they still have in the quiver is the tired old adage that war is good for the economy. And they don't care who gets hurt in that equation because they know they're safe.
Yeah, they got bunkers.
We've spent billions and billions of dollars on things to keep them safe in the event of the worst because they're more important than everyone else. The mistake everyone makes is in thinking that those people who are in charge care about everyone else. That's what they actually think.
Yeah.
People like Robert De Niro think that, and people like my old roommate who watch MSNBC think that Joe Biden is the adult in the room, and these people care. Just like that asshole from Saturday Night Live who said, I'm voting for decency.
Right. That means not poor people.
That's right. The mistake everyone makes is thinking that those in charge care about everyone else. Most people look at our leaders and see some version of themselves. A little ragged around the edges maybe, but at their core, they're good people. They're human beings. This is a mistake. They're not good people. They didn't get where they are by being good people. They got where they are by lying, cheating, stealing, and blackmailing, and in some cases, murdering.
I would say most cases.
They got where they are because they're psychopaths, gaming a system built to be run by psychopaths. Good people can't get to those positions because they're good people.
Yeah, you got to have psychopath training. You have to come from a good family that trains you to be a psychopath, whether you like it or not. Some people break under it, like your boy George W. Bush, who's a quiet painter now.
That's right.
I think he was a sensitive soul, and it was real hard on him.
Yeah.
Learning to, join the Bush crime family.
But he did. So the good people are not willing to do the things required to get there. In fact, most of them can't even contemplate the idea that someone would do those things. So they don't contemplate them.
Right.
They ignore it.
Yeah.
As a result of decades of this, we're being led by people who would rather rule over ashes than admit the truth and deal with a failed system because that would make them a failure personally. And for a psychopath, that's not an option. So where are we? We're on the verge of nuclear fucking war. And they want to keep telling you Trump, Trump, Trump. Be afraid of Trump. Oh, okay.
Yeah, something bad's coming. They want to make sure they're on top of it. They're the ones that, because I think whoever loses, whatever this game is, it's going to be real bad for them. So that's the desperation. Because you would think in a normal democracy, you would think it would be like, okay, well, we didn't win this one, right? Not this made up thing that if Trump wins, there'll never be another president.
Right. They have to make it up.
There's something else going on that's way more than Trump, and they're trying to, instead of cluing everybody in on what it is, they think they know.
It's just that they want to rule every corner of the earth. That's what this is, Kurt. And they think they're close.
Right. Well,
and Trump is the fly in the ointment. He mucks it up. He's the pebble in their shoe, and they got to get rid of him at all costs.
Well, what I'm saying is, ruling the entire earth used to be bringing American prosperity, but now ruling the earth is bumping us back down to a feudal system.
Yes,
where you don't travel, and that's real weird. Okay, and then you got that old Nazi junior guy Klaus Schwab talking about reset and this and that. So they have some agenda here that has always been. And I don't know, something bad's coming.
I'm telling you what it is. The agenda is that they want to control every corner of the earth with hegemony and imperialism, and that they want a unipolar world where the United States and the Western billionaires run it all.
Yeah.
And that's what Trump and that's what that is. And that's why they got to get to Trump is such a nuisance to that.
Yeah, right.
You come see me on tour in Rutherford, New Jersey, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Ontario, California, Las Vegas, Davenport, Iowa, Chicago, Illinois. We're doing a live panel video show, special surprise guests on that show, and Grand Rapids, Michigan. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and make sure you go to Jimmy Dore because they don't want to buy it from a second reseller.